My friend. Tell you what, I missed you. It's been over, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. So I just want to throw a video out there for you. So it's something that you could do if you get a chance to pick up your Mando. In addition to doing just our individual downstroke notes on our 4-finger spiders, what I'd like you to do is try to walk that spider on up the fretboard. I know that you got down, 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 down. Let's try down, up, down, up. That's gonna give us our alternating picking. Remember, you can switch over to the pointy sign at any time you like, but I really dig on playing the flat edge. It gives me this flat picking, so when I'm doing double stops, like, I don't accidentally just hit one note, I hit all of them. Plus, it works really well when counting out 16th notes and going 1 E and 2 E and Remember, the point from here to here is a fulcrum. So we're kind of going up and down like this, right? And then we're also doing a little swagger to our wrist. That gives us the ability to do quick motion, like back and forth. So what we do is get really unstiff. What's the word of unstiff? Loosey-goosey. And when we get loosey-goosey, play like a G major with your first finger on the second string of the A string. We're gonna be going A sharp or B flat to a B, and then our second finger, as you know, is gonna play the top G. With this chord, GVD, we get a G major. And what I'd like you to do is see the A minor doesn't really need to be achieved by a bar chord and then laying out the minor, right, with the half step back. Remember, because all we're doing is scooting these forward for bar chords. Makes the same chord as a G major. That's the whole teeter-totter system. So in addition to doing the spider exercises and then moving those up each individual fret, maybe the last one do backwards. Remember, these are brainless. We should be just like kind of watching TV and doing these, like not really thinking about anything. If you want to, the best thing to do is kind of like take a book on theory and just read it while you're doing it. What happens is you start associating the things, and every once in a while you'll see something that says like whole step, whole step, whole step, whole step, whole step, whole step, and you go, what? The whole step series? That's awesome. And then we look for those everywhere. So the concept behind this is we're getting our fingers nice and strong, as I can see they always are. And then we're moving up to seeing that majors, when we add one finger, can become a 6th chord, which is very close to the relative minor. Every single key where you play like a D major here and then move one finger, you will get the relative minor really close to that, because that one note that you're looking for is just a finger step away. We've been working on that, so relative major to relative minor is a great way to go through this. You could also see the 5th of any chord being the secondary dominant. Now, I know we haven't talked too much on this topic, but you know how to play a 7 chord. G major 7, G dominant 7. So when we play this sucker, it sounds a lot like a tension building or a lending or a leading tone, meaning we can modulate the different keys. We could use it to gain emphasis and like gravitate towards a chord which might not necessarily hold a lot of substance tension wise. So what we see is we could write a really cool groove of G major to a D major, maybe to an F sharp minor, to a B minor. Would that work? Yeah, that kind of works. And then rather than going right back to the G, maybe we can think, oh, we're going to G. So G, A, B, C, D. If we play a D7 right before that G, it feels as if we were naturally meant to be going to that G, and it just flows that much perfect. You could do secondary dominance in front of secondary dominance, meaning if I wanted to put like a A7, so here's an A major, here's an A7, here's a D7, and then a G. So if we had G major, what do we say there? To a D major, F sharp minor, to that B minor. Here's where we go this A7 right here. Really cool transitions like that can be made by just remembering a couple 7 chords right before your main 1. If you could follow on that 1, works like clockwork every time. The thing we've also been working about is seeing G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G as being G major. So when we're doing anything like the groove I'm about to show you, G major with the first fingering, and then we're going to use our pinky and just simply move the finger over to get the A minor shape over the top of. We have the C and we have the, what is that, the A, over the top of that G major. It just fills out this secondary sus kind of feel. You can move that up for the B minor as well, and then remember to go to your major shape if you wanted to hit that C, because major shape, minor shape, minor shape, major shape. It follows that form all the way up with those two fingers, because what we're exhibiting is the 1 and the 3. So fretboard recognition would have us do a couple things with this. Key of G major, we could have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, G, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G. We could also have G, A, B, C, D, E, F natural, and then G. Those are all 3 of our standard modes. Ionian, Lydian. Oh, my hand's not working yet. I mixed the Lydian. So out of that pretty much does a recap of where you and I are on this mandolin. The next thing we've been really doing is charting and learning how to put the ideas in our head down on paper, or at least on the whiteboard. So if you haven't already started taking some of the songs you're doing, like, I don't know, Wayfaring Stranger, or any of the others, and putting them down into charts, I suggest picking one of your favorite songs you've been working on, maybe one of the Dead tunes. It would be really cool to just like go over some old school licks, like, I don't know, Wabash Cannonball, something like that. We could put tab in there as well, where you would hear like the individual notation, but if you know where the 1 is, then we should start messing with rhythms. Because honestly, mandolin is really a percussion instrument. So, if we know how to do the whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, remember loose hand, 16 notes, 30-second notes. That's about as far as we're going to go with that. We learned to influence different songs. Let's go back to that one rhythm, and that's what we're going to leave you on today. G major, D major, F sharp minor, B minor. We're going to do a quick A7, quick D7, and then a G major. And that should be a refrain at the end. So that will be the ending. A7, D7, G major, tack, 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 A7, D7, G, G7. Mild retardando at the end there, and a little decrescendo. That's how I would write the out ending of some sort of bluegrass tune. Remember, that's just me. That's how I would do things. When you're doing this, let's try and go a little slower here. So 1, 2, 3, here comes our D. You don't have to play this D, you can play this D. It makes it easier to get to the F sharp minor here. Remember, you don't have to play that F sharp minor or this B minor either. The reason why we're doing this is because I want you to be able to make 3 chord movements in the space of 1. These are all chords that last for 4 beats inside of a measure, except for this last one. It shares the measure. So what we need to do is remember, don't go too fast, and then add a little pizzazz. To play those versions of the chords. If you're more comfortable playing another chord, great. Remember, you could substitute out any major for its relative minor. It will also sound good. Now, what is that? E minor. Dum, dum. Here comes a B minor. F sharp minor would have an A major for the relative major. And then what do? We went to a B minor. So then it would go to a D. That's the relative major. And then our quick movement from the A7 to the D7. Now that we're doing the same sort of thing, you could keep using that, or you can change that into an A minor 7 maybe, or a diminished chord. And then laying back on one. Whatever you want to do, sky's the limit. Anywho, missed you today. I will see you next week. Hopefully, give me a buzz and let me know you're all right. And talk to you next week. Aloha.